Once upon a time, there was a lazy girl who lived in a small town. This girl never liked to work. Instead, she would sit all day in front of the mirror and daydream. She always complained about her shabby clothes and never tried to buy new ones. One day, the lazy girl went to the market. While walking past the shop windows, she bumped into a young girl named Karen. The two of them fell to the ground at the same time. Karen's glowing red shoes caught the lazy girl's eyes. These were the shoes she had always dreamed of.
Well, I really like your shoes.
Oh, really? Thank you. Yes, I think they are very nice too.
Could you tell me where you got your shoes from?
Karen explained that her shoes were the only ones and were custom-made for her. The lazy girl was very sad when she heard this. But if you bring me 3 bags of gold, I can give them to you. The lazy girl accepted this offer, saying that she was actually very rich, even though she did not have that much gold. However, the lazy girl, who had never worked in any job before, got a job at a bakery the next day. The baker asked her to make 10 loaves of bread and place them in baskets. The lazy girl began to knead the dough with difficulty. She was already bored when she just got the second loaf of bread.
Ugh, this job is not for me. I'm getting dirty.
When the baker wasn't looking, she crumpled the paper bags on the side and threw them into the basket. She placed 3 loaves of bread, which she had barely made, on top of them. Thus, to make the bread appear like there was more.
Wow! You finished it in such a short time! Well done! Here's a bag of gold for you!
The lazy girl ran home just as she grabbed the gold. She never went back to that shop again.
Only 2 bags of gold left. Once I earn them, the shoes will be mine.
It was the next day. The lazy girl got a job at the grocery store this time. The green grocer asked her to remove the rotten fruit, but the lazy girl didn't want to touch the rotten fruit.
Oh, but these rotten things will ruin my nails.
When the green grocer turned around, she arranged the good fruits on the top row. Thus, the rotten fruits remained at the bottom, and she could avoid touching them.
How did you arrange it so neatly? Well done! Here's a bag of gold for you!
The lazy girl took the gold and ran home. She never went to that grocery store again.
Just 1 more bag of gold left.
The lazy girl was so tired and bored with her work that she fell asleep while dreaming by the window. She dreamed that she was dancing at a ball. Everyone around her was admiringly watching her dance with her new clothes and shoes.
See how beautifully she dances.
I can't take my eyes off her shoes! How beautiful they are!
The lazy girl suddenly woke up.
I'll deceive 1 more person, and then I'll have another bag of gold.
She immediately went to the market. This time she got a job with a tailor. The tailor asked her to sew patches on the skirts with the right colors. But the lazy girl chose irrelevant colors for each patch and never managed to sew it properly.
Ugh, my fingers hurt because of the needle. Ugh, I can't do that anymore.
The lazy girl gathered up all the skirts and hid them aside. When the tailor came and asked, she said that the owners of the skirts came. They liked the patches very much and they took them away.
Oh, that's great! Well done! Here you go, for your good work. A bag of gold for you.
The lazy girl ran home as she grabbed the gold. She never went to the tailor's shop again. She took the 3 bags of gold she had hidden in a corner and went to Karen happily.
Karen, look! 3 bags of gold. I earned them all with my hard work. Come on, give me the shoes.
Karen took the gold and handed the shoes to the lazy girl in a box. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. These are magical shoes. They don't hurt only honest and hardworking people. The lazy girl didn't pay attention to what Karen said. She immediately slipped the shoes on her feet. She was so happy that she started walking around the market, dancing. She saw a beautiful dress in a window. She wanted to stop to look at it, but the shoes wouldn't allow it.
Hey! What's going on? I can't stop! Help me! Help!
Everyone in the bazaar was watching the lazy girl who was dancing and jumping in amazement.
Look! Isn't that the girl who deceived us? Oh, it's indeed her?
That girl tricked me too.
The shoes made the lazy girl dance in the market for hours. The girl's feet were so swollen after that she started to cry in pain.
Help me! My feet hurt so bad! I promise I will be a more honest and hardworking person from now on.
The baker, the greengrocer, and the tailor, who felt sorry for the lazy girl, rushed to her aid. They managed to catch her, albeit with difficulty, and remove the shoes from her feet. And the magical red shoes danced away by themselves.
Oh, thank you for saving me. Even though I lied to you and didn't do anything right, and you helped me despite that.
After that day, no one called the lazy girl again. Because she earned her gold by working honestly and without being lazy in every job she got. So she bought herself new clothes and a pair of shoes she loved so much. The only magic of these shoes was nothing but the joy of earning honestly. In a village far, far away, a lazy girl and her older sister, the diligent girl, were living together. The lazy girl didn't like working so much that she was too lazy to even take the plate she was eating from to the kitchen. The diligent girl, on the other hand, was doing all the work in the house. One day, there was a knock on their door.
Oh, the door is ringing, sister. You open it. I just applied my nail polish.
The diligent girl opened the door. It was their old aunt. While the diligent girl immediately took her aunt's bag and invited her in, the lazy girl just shouted,
"Welcome, Auntie!"
from a distance. When their aunt entered, she found the diligent girl's room spotlessly clean. But when she saw the lazy girl's room, she grimaced and said, "How messy is this place?" Everywhere was so dirty that their old aunt realized later that she had stepped on a fork. Ouch! My foot! The diligent girl immediately helped her aunt. The lazy girl didn't even care about the situation. Later, the diligent girl went into the kitchen and prepared a delicious apple pie for her aunt. "I can't let you go back home hungry, Auntie. If you get hungry, you can eat it on the way," she said. The lazy girl, smelling the sweet smell of the pie, also joined them.
"Give me some of that pie."
She grouched. Their old aunt reproved this disrespectful behavior of the lazy girl. She took out a golden comb from her bag and gave it to the diligent girl. "This is a gift for your thoughtful and respectful behavior." The girl combed her hair with joy. As soon as the golden comb touched her hair, her clothes looked so fancy. Her hair shone, and golden jewelry appeared everywhere on her. Seeing this, the lazy girl was so jealous of her sister that she said,
"Auntie, My pie is usually more delicious. Please wait, let me cook it right away.
She ran and entered the kitchen. She didn't put sugar because it was on the upper shelves, and to take it from there would be tiring for her. So she added salt. Instead of picking an apple from the tree and chopping it, she said,
Who's gonna go out now?
and added tomatoes. She put the pie in the oven, but out of concern for herself, she overbaked it too.
I think it cooked very well.
She offered the pie to her aunt, regardless of its burnt and bad taste. The old lady tasted it and thanked her anyway. Then she gave her a golden comb as a gift from her bag too. As soon as the lazy girl combed her hair, the clothes she was wearing became ugly. Her hair was disheveled, and her clothes started to stink.
What is going on? But isn't there any gold for me?
Their old aunt told the sisters everyone got the reward of their labor. Then she walked out the door and returned to her home.
On this exact day, Lazy Girl ran into the house with the invitations in her hand.
The ball invitations have arrived now! Sister, come here!
Her diligent sister was also very happy about this. Both of them started to get ready right away. The diligent girl got dressed in the dress that she sewed all by herself. Lazy Girl, however, didn't like any of the dresses she tried on.
Why don't I have a fluffy pink dress to wear? Oh, goodness!
Her sister hurriedly got her out of the house so that they wouldn't have delays and be late for the ball. And when they finally arrived at the fancy ballroom, the lights and music wowed them, and they chatted to the beautifully dressed people. The diligent girl got carried away by the music and started dancing. In contrast, Lazy Girl was standing in the corner complaining and grumbling just because she didn't like the dress she was wearing. Suddenly, a golden key that was shining on the ground caught her eye. She put the key in her pocket and started wandering around the palace without being seen by anyone around. Then, in one of the dozens of rooms, she found a chest, and she excitedly put the key in the lock. But the key didn't want to turn. So then next, she tried her luck at a pretty jukebox, but the key didn't work in its lock either. But then, the last thing she noticed was the shabby wardrobe behind her.
Ugh, what will I even find in this dirty wardrobe? Perhaps a mouse will come out of it.
Lazy Girl put the key she found in the hole, and the key magically opened the doors of the wardrobe right away. Lazy Girl put her hand into the wardrobe and started to grabble curiously. There's nothing in here, just as I expected. But then, she held a wonderful dress in her hand. Very surprised, she searched the inside of the wardrobe once again. This time, she took out a purple skirt. Even though the wardrobe seemed quite empty, new clothes kept on magically appearing every time the Lazy Girl put her hands inside.
I can't believe it! This wardrobe is magical!
And while she was constantly pulling out new clothes, the door suddenly opened. It was the diligent girl. What are you doing here? What are all these clothes?
Well, it's an endless wardrobe. If I take a few clothing items, I'm sure no one will notice, right?
But these don't belong to you. You can't steal.
But the Lazy Girl just continued to go into the wardrobe with a greedy attitude as she wanted to find a pink fluffy dress. But at that moment, the big clock in the room rang. Dong! And then the door of the magic wardrobe simply closed, also capturing the Lazy Girl inside. "Help me!" cried the Lazy Girl. Then her sister tried her best to open the wardrobe in panic.
Please, sister, can you please save me? It's very dark in here and completely empty.
While the diligent girl was hurriedly turning the lock, something happened. Snap! The key broke inside. "Oh, what now?" said Diligent Girl. This time, she put her hands between the doors and tried to open the wardrobe with all the strength she could muster. Then after a while, the wardrobe doors finally opened, and the lazy girl came out of the wardrobe that she had been stuck inside. Without even looking back for 1 second, the sisters walked away from the wardrobe and they left the palace. And then from that day on, the lazy girl promised to never be greedy again. And she promised never to take anyone's belongings without getting their permission first.
Lazy Girl and Diligent Girl were living in a small house in the town. That day, while the lazy girl was lying idle as usual, the diligent girl returned home with her new friend.
Let me introduce you to my new friend. Her name is Jenny.
The moment Lazy Girl saw Jenny's beauty, she became very jealous of her. And then, when her sister asked her to make a cupcake for her new friend, the Lazy Girl got very angry.
Sure,
She said, and went to the kitchen. But instead of cream, she poured toothpaste into one of the cupcakes she prepared. She placed all 3 cakes on the plate and returned to the living room. She handed Jenny the cake with toothpaste. Jenny took a bite and smiled with pleasure.
Yum! Delicious!
Lazy Girl was very surprised by this. And when her sister ate her cake with pleasure too, she thought, I don't think that I have mixed it. And she threw the last cake into her mouth in one bite.
Yuck!
But that was the cake with toothpaste in it. Lazy Girl was about to scream in anger for mixing the cakes. But then her sister suddenly said, let's have a makeup party, and took Jenny to her room. Seeing them having fun, Lazy Girl ran to the kitchen and grabbed a handful of flour. While the girls were putting on makeup and singing, she mixed some of the flour into Jenny's powder. Just as Jenny was about to powder her face with the flour, Lazy Girl tripped and fell to the ground with a thump. The flour in her hands was smeared all over her face. The girls laughed non-stop at this fall, which they thought was a joke. Lazy Girl didn't know what to do. She was now even more jealous of Jenny, whom she could not take revenge on. Suddenly, she turned around and said,
Oh, look, Jenny. You should stay with us tonight. We can have a pajama party.
And Jenny accepted this offer. In the evening, Lazy Girl secretly placed a jar of fleas on Jenny's bed. Unaware of everything, Jenny lay down on the bed prepared by Lazy Girl. Soon, she was covered in fleas.
What is this? Fleas!
Lazy Girl and her sister immediately ran to Jenny. Jenny said,
I think I have fleas. I better get out of here.
And left the house.
You did it! You're literally jealous of my friend!
This is very bad what you did. While the diligent girl went after her new friend, the lazy girl was left at home all alone. She couldn't get a drop of sleep all night. She sat in fear and waited for her sister until the morning. The absence of her sister made her so sad that she realized that her jealousy caused that loneliness. So the next morning, she apologized to both of them and never became jealous again. And that's how their forever friendship with Jenny began.
The Lazy Girl. Once upon a time, a father and his 2 young daughters were living together in a land far, far away. One of the girls was very diligent, and the other was very lazy.
You barely help at all, and I'm exhausted. Oh no! You are already doing the cleaning. Why should I get my hands dirty now?
Their old father was a hard worker, and he was always tired. The only meal they had was soup and some dry bread in the evenings. One day, the old father made a request of his daughters.
My dear daughters, you know, I love you both so very much. I've been thinking. You are both adults now, and it is time for you to take more responsibility. I want both of you to find a job and work.
You are right, Daddy. I will find myself a job.
And what about you, my daughter?
My sister should get a job, 'cause, you know, that's so her thing. But I think I'd better do the housework, Daddy.
The old man was happy to see his daughters so eager. The next day, while the diligent girl left home to find a job, her father came to her.
My dear daughter, I have some advice for you. Never refuse someone who asks you for help. Always be diligent. Love your job. Do the job that was given to you to the best of your abilities.
Thank you, Daddy. I will never forget your advice.
That's my girl. Bye-bye.
The diligent daughter set off to find her job, while the lazy daughter, who said that she would do the household chores, did nothing. The house was getting more and more messy and getting dirty every day. The diligent girl walked for days, but had not found anyone to work for. After a while, the diligent girl saw a tree with dried branches and roots.
Hello, young girl. Can you clean my dry branches and give me some water to my roots?
The diligent girl then cleaned all the dry branches of the tree until her palms were bruised, and watered the roots with her own drinking water.
Thank you, young girl. But now you have no water left.
It's okay. You needed help, and I helped you. I can walk a little more and find water for myself.
The diligent girl continued on her way. Farther on, she came across a hearth with broken and cracked parts.
Hey, young girl, can you repair me and make me look better?
The diligent girl took a handful of mud near her and patched all the cracks on the hearth.
Thank you, young girl. But you got so dirty because of me.
Oh, it's okay. Clothes don't matter. You needed help, and I helped.
The diligent girl left the brand new hearth behind and continued on her way. After a while, a lovely lamb appeared, but the lamb was black, like coal, from head to toe.
Hello, young girl. I accidentally got into the coals and got dirty. Would you bathe me in that lake over there?
The diligent girl washed the lamb by the lake. The lamb was white and soft as before.
Thank you, but you're drenched because of me. You needed help, and I helped. I was already very dirty. Now I'm cleaner.
The diligent girl continued on her way. When it got dark, she came across a beautiful house. Oh, where 7 fairies lived. The diligent girl entered.
Hello. I apologize for coming to your home without permission. I am a young girl looking for a job to work. You can work here if you want, young girl. There are 7 rooms in our house. You will only clean 6 rooms every day, but you must not go into the 7th room.
The diligent girl accepted the job. She cleaned 6 rooms diligently every day. As Fairy said, for a full year. She never entered the 7th room. And when she had enough money, she asked permission from the fairies to return home.
Of course, young girl. You can go home. I'm wondering why you never entered the 7th room. My father used to say to do the job right, no matter what. During my time here, my job was to clean only 6 rooms. And that's what I did. That's what you told me to do. We would like to reward you for your honesty and diligence. Come on, come with us.
The fairies asked the young girl to enter the 7th room. When the girl entered, she saw a lot of silver and gold coins.
Now, you roll around in these coins, and any that stick to you will be yours.
Diligent girl tumbled left and right in coins. She looked almost like a star with the money sticking on her. Then the diligent girl left the fairies to return home. On the way, she came across the lamb she had washed before. The lamb was covered with pearls.
I did not forget your help, young girl. Take and get as many pearls as you want.
The diligent girl thanked the lamb and covered her arms and neck with pearls and continued on her way. This time, she came across the hearth she had previously repaired.
I did not forget the help you gave me, young girl. Take it. My warm breads, my lovely cakes are yours.
The diligent girl ate some of the bread given by the hearth and took some of it to take home and continued on her way. A little further ahead, she saw the tree. Its branches were covered with fruit.
Come, young girl, I did not forget the help you gave me. Take it. All my grape juice is yours.
The diligent girl thanked the tree and finally returned home.
Thank you very much. What a fruitful experience.
Her father and lazy sister greeted her at the door. The girl's bundle was full of gold and pearls. The lazy sister was very jealous when she saw that her sister was so rich.
Look at all those coins. I must go find a wealthy family to get a job from. If my sister has pearls, I will get emeralds.
The lazy girl told her father that she is leaving home to look for a job.
Oh, okay, my daughter. But you couldn't even work at home. How will you find a job out there?
The lazy girl left before her dad could even finish talking. She walked day and night. A little further down the road, she came across a tree with dry branches. The tree asked the girl for help.
Hello, young girl. Would you clean my...
I can't deal with you under the sun. My hair will get messy. Bye.
The lazy girl moved on. She saw a cracked and broken hearth a little further. Hearth asked her for help.
I can't get my thin and delicate hands dirty for you. My nail polish goes bad. Bye.
The lazy girl did not help the hearth either. Then she came across a lamb that was dirty, like black coal. And the lamb asked her to give her a bath.
Ew, disgusting! Get out of my way, you dirty thing.
The lazy girl ran away.
What a lazy little lamb, can't even wash itself.
And came upon a huge house. The lazy girl took advantage of this and asked for work from the 7 fairies who were the owners of the house. The head fairy asked her to stay for a year and clean only 6 rooms.
Don't forget, young girl, you will never ever be able to enter the 7th room. The lazy girl reluctantly cleaned all 6 rooms for months. However, one day she gave in to her curiosity and entered the 7th room. Instead of gold and silver coins, there were bees and bats inside. The bees stung the lazy girl in such a way that she was scarred all over. She was very hurt. The girl immediately left there and started running towards the house. As she ran, she saw the lamb, which she turned down her request for help. The lamb was covered with pearls. The girl wanted to catch the lamb to get some pearls, but the lamb ran away from her. The girl continued walking and was very tired. At that moment, she came across the hearth that she turned down that requested her help. There were loaves of fresh warm bread on the hearth. When the girl wanted to buy a slice of bread, the hearth got hot, and Lazy Girl's hands got burned. When the lazy girl ran away from there, she came across the tree, which she had refused to help. There were bunches of fruit on the branches of the tree. When the lazy girl tried to pick some fruit, the tree leaned to the right. The girl ran to the right, but the tree leaned to the left this time. Tired of running around, the lazy girl finally gave up on getting the fruit. She walked non-stop for 2 full days and finally got home. Her father and sister saw her returning home in dirty clothes and injured, and they were very surprised. The lazy girl told what happened to her with great regret.
Oh, and I can't believe it. I hurt so much. Oh.
My dear sister, now you understand how important it is to be hardworking.
Remember, girl, when you are honest and hardworking in this life, you will be rewarded for sure.
After that day, the lazy girl has not been idle and lazy since. The 2 sisters both worked hard and were rewarded well. And this small family had happy, productive, and peaceful days throughout their lives.